Hello everyone, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today I'm going to be using something completely different to what I normally use. I'm going to be using Kuretake products. So it's a palette like so, lots of different coloured paints. They're like they are an ink, and we're going to be using this to add to a card for this result. So it's very easy to do, and let me show you how I have got this technique done. It's certainly different, and who would have thought using salt on a card would come up with an effect like this. So let me show you how I have done this. So I've got some paper towel here. I've got a piece of 300 GSM smooth white card, and I have recently purchased this brilliant little tool. So it's a water well, so you can wash your brushes out in the water here and then empty it away and get fresh clean water to clean the next lot. So I actually got this from Image Plus Scrapbook Superstore, which is an online store, and it's, let's see, this is it here. Absolutely brilliant. And it's, I'm a terrible person for knocking over water, and this has saved me so much trouble instead of spilling all my water. Anyway, so I'm going to be using that. And to start off with, I'm going to use a blue one of these Kuretake paints. So I'm just going to wet my brush, go to the blue and put it on the brush. And then I'm just going to paint it roughly, and I'm going to clean it off. Get rid of that and go again. Load up with water again, and this time I'm going to go for a red. So you don't have to necessarily do the same colours I'm using. And we'll put that on next. Rinse out my brush. And then I'm going to go for an orange. Probably added a bit more red on there than I needed to. So now I'm going to go for an orange. And we'll put that colour next. And then I'm going to go for a yellow. So I've got the yellow one here. And pop that on. Then I'm going to spritz my card so I can blend the colours and water them down a bit more. So this is just normal water. And then starting at the top, I'm just going to go down the card to blend the colours, like so. And that's that done. I'll just rinse my brush off again. Okay, so then we're going to add salt. So this is just normal table salt, and just sprinkle it on. If you don't want to use that, you can use your grinding salt. So either or. And then you need to allow that to dry. Now you can use a heat gun to hurry up the process. But rather than me spending a lot of time doing that, here's one I prepared earlier. So we'll just leave that one to dry while we're working on this one, and I'll show you how that one turns out by the time we finish this. So now from here, you've created a background, and look, you don't know what you're going to get. There's another one I did, and look how different they are. This one seems to have bigger ones on there, so I think if you leave it longer and let it dry naturally, you'll get these bigger blotches, whereas this one I dried with a heat gun, but you still get the same sort of effect. But now that's ready for stamping. So you've created your background to make a card or for your project. Doesn't have to be a card. So I'm just going to stamp that. So I've got a stamp press here. This is a Couture Creation stamp press. And I'm going to stamp. I'm going to be using Lavinia stamps, so Tree of Wisdom and Midnight Meanderings. Now you don't have to use these, you can use whatever you've got in your stash. I'm just going to pop that tree about there. And we'll pick that up. And now for stamping, I'm using VersaFine Clear ink. Actually, I'm going to use Nocturne for the stamping. So we'll just ink up the stamp. And stamp that onto the card. Now when you're doing this, remember to allow the ink time to soak into the card. There we go, that's not too bad. Now I'll just clean off my stamp. And we'll go to the next one. So this one, as I said, is Midnight Meanderings. And we'll pop that on here. And we'll pick it up, ink it up. I do love the stamp press, at least if it doesn't stamp properly. Providing your card hasn't moved and your stamp hasn't moved, you can stamp on exactly the same spot again. Oh, I've got some little things on my stamp, so I'm going to clean it off and I will re-ink it. You can see there I've had some little spots on my stamp. And hopefully this will get rid of them. I've still got one on there. I must have a mark on my stamp there. I'll give it another go. If not, I can touch it up with a black pen. Okay, let's see if that gets it. No, I must have something on my stamp there. I'll have to give that another good clean later. Anyway, I can fix that up later. So from there, I'm going to bring in some paper and I'm going to use some Nocturne. I'm going to tear the paper a bit and I'm going to make some, I want some little undulating hills. Like so, and using VersaFine Clear Twilight, I've got a brush here, I'm just loading up the brush with this ink and I'm going to make some grounding. So I'll just do that and move it around, a bit more there. So now it looks like they're sitting on the ground. And then I'm just going to add a little bit around the edge. Just to bring it all into the centre a bit. So this tutorial is more so about making backgrounds so that you can stamp or add die cuts or pieces to decorate. So there's that. So now we're just going to attach that to the card. So I'm just using this red tape. You can glue it if you like. So this is the matte piece of card. Now you can do these cards any size you like. I think this one is, by the time it's finished, will be 6 by 4.5 inches, I think. But like I said, you can do it to suit whatever size card you want to do, or whatever size project you want to do. So I'll just pop that onto there. And pop some onto the top card. I'll just add a couple. You can, like I said, use glue if you prefer. While I'm doing this, I'll just let you know that I do have a couple of Facebook groups, Card Making for Beginners and Beyond and Barossa Valley Crafts. I will add the links in the description. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to come and join. Just a couple of answers to questions needed to join up. And you can come and share your creations with like-minded people, and not limited to brands. Any branded product is fine. And I'll just pop that one onto there. And then I've just got some stickles here. I'm just going to add some little glitter dots just randomly around to give it a bit of bling. There we go, that'll do. I don't want to overdo it. But that's it. How effective is that? So there's some ones that I did when I was experimenting and playing around. So this one has been done on a watercolor card. This one was done on a 300 GSM smooth white card. So it needs to be a paper that's pretty good with taking water, because you're putting quite a bit of water onto the cardstock. So let's go back to, this is the one that we did earlier. It's still wet, so I'll dry it off. So once you've dried it, you need to brush your salt off. So let's see if I can get this one dry. It's fairly wet. I'll just dry up one patch of it. So once it's all dry, then you need to just rub it until you've got all the salt off. So that will then make it ready to add your stamping and the next bit. So the rest of it's not quite dry. But you can see there, once the salt has been rubbed off, you then get that mottly looking effect. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please do give me the thumbs up, and do feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see my tutorials and be notified as they come up. I aim to do one each Friday when time permits, otherwise I might do more. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye.